Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, tools are ready, the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop this morning, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling and saving you money and giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises, and those what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. And I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins in the driver's seat. Thanks for stopping by the workshop this morning. For some of you, it's still weekend, so take it all in. I know the weather hasn't been just absolutely outstanding in this area. In our zone, the South Shores of Lake Erie and the Niagara region has been gray and wet with a little bit of sun, but we have your Monday morning weather coming up in just about a minute or so, and our favorite morning beverage, Swiggy, together. So get that all put together. I'm buying you a little bit of time this morning because we have a lot to cover this week and a short time to get there. So if you're just scooting through the drive-through, it is Monday morning. You know what I'm saying. Double check that order, flip-dipple check it, and make sure it's spot on to avoid disappointment, if you know what I'm saying. Been there too many times and going, what? I didn't want hot chocolate. How can you get coffee with double cream and serve me hot chocolate? I don't know. It just happens. And a bagel with absolutely nothing on it. But I really wanted some cream cheese on there. Yeah, so that stuff happens. So be careful. Tread lightly and be nice. Always be nice. Well, lots of things going on throughout the weekend, and there's live events coming up. We're going to be on location with Car Connection, so stop by and see us in Stevensville on the 6th of June, which is coming very, very quickly. It's looking like we're going to have Mo in the tent this year. And just look for the dunk tank and you'll find me. Yep, I volunteered. Not really. It was a Skippy voluntold kind of thing. You can do the dunk tank this year, Niall. Okay, Skippy. Why? Because you're going to. Okay. And I have to dress for it. So you got to stop by to see that. At least see that. That's downtown Stevensville. You won't be able to miss the event. It's called Springfest. It's happened for the last, 100 years or so. So hopefully we'll see you there. Stop by and visit me at our table and our tent. It'll be very close to the dunk tank. I'm hoping it's like at least 34 degrees. Anything over that's going to be a bonus. That's what I'm saying. Well, let's get started this morning as our title is the wrap-up, the AC air conditioning tutorial wrap-up today. I've got 5 things to share with you to help to teach you how to shut that puppy down when you've been operating it, how to do it properly, and when you do, it's going to save you a lot of headaches and a lot of heartaches because you can blow up your AC system so fast. And if you're just wanting to spend some money just because you have like stinking piles of cash kicking around, this would be a good way to do it, is to not shut it down properly. Just keep doing it the way you've always done it, because many of you are. And that's what's costing you a lot of money with air conditioning parts. So AC pieces, parts, I've been looking at them, and I don't think you want to go there. I think you want to learn how to play nicely with your vehicle's air conditioning system, because if you're wanting it when it's hot, hazy, and humid out, and it's steamy and it's uncomfortable, and you don't want that hour drive to work in a hot, hazy, humid vehicle to and from, then learning the basics of how your vehicle's air conditioning system, and this is, I believe this is part 4, and I did do air conditioning in entirety back in the tail end of winter, early spring, and I thought, kind of went through that a little too fast, So I broke it down into bite-sized chunks for you so that you can really get a bird's eye view. This is how it works. And everyone and anyone within earshot of this podcast, you're welcome to do whatever it is you want to do to your vehicle. But I'm telling you, 44 years, over 4 decades in the vehicle repairs and maintenance and air conditioning, one of my fortes, I can tell you, you will not forget your air conditioning repair costs. You won't. And many of you will say, well, we're just not going to put the money into it. But I'll tell you, when mama's steaming in that car for a couple of weeks, the menu at home might change, fellers. I'm just saying. So let's jump into that in just a couple of minutes. If you're joining us for the very first time, just a little bit of housekeeping for you. If you've never visited the homepage of our website, that is the biggest drawer in our toolbox, and that is where all the connections you need to connect with us. So we have now more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage. So come and join us Monday through Saturday. All the links and platforms we're involved with are on the top right-hand corner of our homepage at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. And I hear you, that's a lot of typing. ccbusnet.com. And I always put all the links, even for my email, so that you can email us. Wow, just quick. 3 great questions Saturday for Saturday's Q&A 1-hour program. You have got to go and listen to that. Thank you to those who put questions forward. And if you want to do that, it has to be in my email box by noon on Friday. So if you have a question and you're just joining us, you can get in on it as well. So thank you to Andrew and Linda and Michelle. Fantastic trifecta of questions on Saturday that was in the pile. So you can get yours in the pile as well. All our program partners and recommended business owners can be located on our homepage. Just click on their logo and their profile page will open, and all the profile pages are set up exactly the same, so it's easy navigation for you to click and meet them. And thank you for supporting our program partners, because without them, there simply would not be a podcast. There simply would not be a YouTube channel. We have over 400, Wow. I think that was a fur ball. I'm not sure. We'll get back to you on that. Doesn't usually happen. But we have over 400 pieces for you to watch and listen on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, would you do us a favor? Just check and make sure you are subscribed so we can blow this channel out and get to our monetization, which will help us to get parts to help those get back on the road. And that's what's important, is for us to help and serve widows and orphans, single moms. And, when we just kind of get that whisper that somebody's not quite doing well and we can help keep their jalopy going, that's what we want to do. We want to be able to provide the parts, labor, and shoot a video to teach you the basic fundamentals of ownership, vehicle ownership. Yes, you can own and operate a 20-year vehicle like I do with almost 400,000 K, and it's just basic maintenance. Just keep it up. Take care of it. And just do the best you can to take care of it. When you let the maintenance slide, that's when you get behind and you get those humongous repair bills. When you ignore the $200 repair bill that turns into a $5,000 repair bill, it gets hurtful to the bank account very, very quickly. So grab your 16-pack of crayons, your folded up leaf bag, which is our Car Connection laptop, and take some notes if you have a co-passenger. If you miss the program, no worries. Right after the program is scheduled and it populates on iHeart platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and Podbean, and all the others out there. So wherever you're pulling your podcast from, the moment it populates, it scoots over to our YouTube channel. So all of our podcasts are located there for you conveniently. And while you're in there, you can also watch some videos. We put 3 videos up every single week. 2 for Tuesday, 1 for Friday, and every video will teach you the basic fundamentals of what it is, where it is, how you broke it, how it broke, and what you could have learned as I'm teaching you on air conditioning, what you could have learned to save yourself a whole lot of grief and a whole lot of money. So if that's of interest to you, then you're on the right channels, right here and on our YouTube channel. So we have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. We are put down as an expert there in the automotive field, and that's a website that our very own Skippy, our videographer, has set that up many years ago to connect the businesses and the community in Stevensville and create a communal website where they're working back and forth. That is so cool. We also have our iHeartRadio icon there. And don't forget about our merch store. Quickly now, the merch store is all set up by Total Freedom Addiction Campuses. They have a business that runs on the campus called Freedom Expressions that makes all those things: coffee mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, you name it. And so they've set up our store for us many months ago. And so any item you purchase there is made by them by hand on site, and it's shipped directly to you. And all the proceeds from whatever Car Connection Motormouth merchandise you purchase goes directly to help those struggling with addiction get to a Total Freedom Addiction Campus, Canada and USA. So if you want to stand with our crew and help those that are ready to deal with that addiction and break free and get a new life, get their life back on track, thank you. Thank you to all of you who want to do that. If you want to support our YouTube channel or any of our platforms and everything we do, including this podcast, another voluntold thing that Skippy told me to do was set up a Buy Me a Coffee webpage. And we've done that. And it's safe, it's secure, and it's all available for you to do that. And I put all this information in our description boxes all the time, along with many other pieces of car care nuggets that you won't get in the videos and in the podcast. So I spend the time to give you more information in the description. My email, it's buymeacoffee.com/Motormouth Niall. So thank you to all those who take a moment to do that. A little or a lot, it doesn't matter, but every single nickel that we can get, we will use it wisely to continue to bring bigger and better things. So let's enjoy our morning beverage together. Are you ready? We just, whatever flavor it is for you, it's 3, 2, 1, and away we go. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, man, that hits just right this morning. The weather is not the greatest yet. All right. You guys carry on, because it's hard for me to talk and sip. I've never mastered that yet, but we'll figure that out. Let's jump into our daily weather, brought to us by our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Mielli, Larry Tetro, 50 years experience as fiduciaries. They work with IG Wealth Management, one of the major organizations in the world, taking care of trillions of dollars. They can help you. Tony and Larry have been my good friends, my brothers from other mothers, for well over 20 years. They are my personal financial planners. And when I speak to you about them, it is coming directly from hands-on experience. So if you've got questions regarding an investment portfolio, taking care of some debt, you don't have an estate plan, you need to have a mortgage arranged, life insurance, critical illness insurance, they do all that and a whole lot more. And let me tell you, leave your wallet and your purse at home, ladies, and get yourself booked for a discovery meeting we call the Hour and a Coffee. It will be well worth your time to do so. So thank you, Tony and Larry, for being a big part of Car Connection. These guys, they don't need any more clients, but they've always wanted to be there to help those who are reaching out. So there's an olive branch for you. And I would certainly, again, highly recommend you take that olive branch, you book that hour and a coffee, and be sure to make sure that you show up. Okay, so don't book a meeting if you're not going to be there. All right, you got to be serious to get some clarity and get yourself moving forward. Well, it's 57 degrees right now and cloudy. Here in the Niagara region, it feels warmer, about 59 degrees. Partly cloudy conditions from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. today, with mostly sunny conditions expected around 2. Whoop, whoop. That's good, isn't it? That's good. I know our American friends are celebrating their long weekend today. I think it's Memorial Day. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is. Today's temperature range is going to be 56 to 70 degrees. Feels more like 55 to 72, so not too shabby. The week looks like it's going to buck up, and we just might get that 30-day fuel savings challenge in for real. So if you're looking to save money, I can teach you how, because I've been doing it for 44 years. And does it work? Pretty well, actually. Very, very good. Very good. So if you're willing to take on the challenge, minimum, you're going to save $100 a month in fuel. How about them apples? You like apples? How about those apples? What if you did the second 30-day fuel challenge, which is a little bit more? You got to do a little bit more to get there, but you could save $2,400 in fuel expenses in 1 year, one car. Interested? Stay tuned, because as soon as the outside ambient air temperature gives us good vital signs, we run it. So let me know in the email. motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com is probably the best one for you to remember, or niall@ccbusnet.com. So that's what we got today. Any precipitation? Happy day. 0. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know about where you live, but the rain seems like it just never stops here on the South Shore of Lake Erie lately. Yeah. Mayflowers. Okay. Yeah, the lawns are pretty green here. I do remember, last summer it got hot and steamy for about 2 months straight, and there was no grass to cut anywhere. It was crispy critters. So let's jump in. Get your pens, your crayons, and your leaf bag ready, because today is the air conditioning tutorial wrap-up. So I have 5 things to teach you on how to shut down your vehicle's air conditioning system 100% properly. And if any of you within earshot, you have that air conditioning system that smells, you know what it smells like? Yeah, like a hockey bag, cheesy work boots. We'll throw the work socks in there just to, for additional flavor. And smelly dog, stinky cat, and I don't know what else. There's a hint of something else in there that I have never been able to explain away. But if that's your vehicle's air conditioning, then you have missed exactly what I'm about to tell you. And it could be because no one really explained it to you, how your air conditioning system works in your vehicle. It's exactly the same way as your AC system in the house. So what I'm about to teach you on how to shut down air conditioning properly will also save you thousands of needless repairs in your home air conditioning system as well. You just have to be a little bit intuitive, on the ball, sharp as a pin, or a tack, you choose. So I've got 5 things for you. And so again, if your vehicle has that smelly air conditioning system, there's a reason behind it, and it's because you were never taught the 5 steps I'm about to teach you and follow through with it every single time you use your vehicle's air conditioning system. Every time, folks. Not once in a while. Not like emergency brakes, park brakes, set brakes, whatever floats your boat. You know what I'm talking about. Don't use it, you lose it. and it's going to cost you bucks and to get your rear brakes working right. So we're going to talk about that as well in more detail, because many of you you're not following how things work. And again, I don't know, it's maybe how you've been taught, it's bad habits, it's laziness, it's whatever you want to give the common denominator there. Maybe you weren't instructed how to use it. You didn't read the owner's manual? Probably not, because, that's a collection somebody should get into, because owner's manuals, they're absolutely kept in pristine condition in many cases. And I have some vintage vehicles that I went looking for owner's manuals in some very, very old junkyards, and I found them where they're supposed to be in pristine condition. So if you're not reading your owner's manual and you've purchased another vehicle, folks, the biggest recommendation is make a big bowl of popcorn and get through that owner's manual. Pick through it. Read it. I know it's going to be ultimately boring, like watching paint dry and grass grow. But you will get a lot of information, and it will enlighten you about, this year, late last year, we got the 08 Nissan Rogue. It was donated to us, and we brought it back to life, and it's being well used. And I'll tell you, I really like that thing. It runs on farts in a jar, which is amazing. It's like tap the glass. Is the needle moving? And it comes with its faults. And how did I find out? I did some research. I've been reading the owner's manual, and yes, it is super duper boring, but I have picked up on some things that I don't know about Nissan. I never owned one. I've worked on them. I've worked on just about every model out there, all the way back to the 30s, and I've never owned one of these things. It's a new animal. So I'm learning a bunch of things about it and going, oh, that's what that does. Oh, that's how that works. I got it. I didn't know there was a interior map light that stays on, this little glowing orange light about the size of the tip of your pinky. I didn't know that was a map light. I thought something was staying on at nighttime. So anyways, let's jump in. Here it comes. And again, if you follow these 5 things, not only with your vehicle air conditioning system, but also with your house air conditioning system, you're going to save a lot of headache, a lot of heartache, and a ton of dough. Because don't do it this way, it's okay with me. It really, really is. Because a man convinced against his will always be of his own opinion still. We all have that freedom of choice. And I can live with that 100%. As for me and my house, I do what needs to be done to save bucks and prevent unnecessary spending on things that was, if you just understood it a little bit more, you'd keep yourself out a whole lot of problems. And there's 2 ways to own a vehicle: in the unknown and the known. In the unknown, it comes with a lot of stress, heartache, and intense moments of fellowship with your partner. Number 2, being in the know and wanting to learn more and wanting to learn just the basics to keep yourself out of hot water and keep that older vehicle going. Because right now, the older vehicle, the older it is, the better it's going to perform for you right now. And I'm not going to get into the politics of that just for clickbait and whatnot. Here's what we've known for years. When you know vehicles are problematic and to the point where it's over the top, car manufacturers know what they've been doing since like the early 90s, messing stuff up. If they're messing it up, step away, go to another flavor, and stick with that until they get their poop sorted out. That's my best advice for you. I'm not about slinging mud and this and that. Car manufacturers have been cutting corners for so long. It ain't new news. It's old news. They're making junk and they know it. And they're selling out to profitability over quality. They've been doing it for decades. And it's just gotten a whole lot worse. So scoot out of this flavor till they get it sorted out. Go to another flavor of automobile and go down the road and be happy. Maybe eventually, for all the bad decision making that's going on behind closed doors that we're not included in, they don't ask us. But you know what? How we tell them and remind them that they didn't ask us is when you're not buying their product. That's where the marketing power comes in. We have the cookie. We do. We have the cookie. So just move on. I mean, if you love pain and suffering, carry on, soldier. But if you don't, go to another flavor. Down the road you go. And that's why I changed flavors a number of years ago. I couldn't be happier. My neighbor across the road, actually, when he changed flavors, he'd had enough. He'd come across and he goes, Niall, now I know why you drive what you drive. He says, I'm so happy. I said, great. All right, number one, here it is. Let's unload it because I got to get out of here on time, apparently. Yeah, apparently. Number one, this is how to, I want to be clear and specific on this, how to shut down an air conditioning system, be it household or home. That's the same. That's the same, Motormouth. Household or vehicle. And this morning we're focusing on vehicle, but the same exact principles stand for your house system. 10 to 15 minutes before you know you're going to arrive at your destination. And look at your clock. You know, everybody's got one of those arm pieces now. I don't know what the heck it is. I'd probably take it and crush it in the vise personally, but yeah. This electronic thing, I try and stay 3 hours and 59 minutes on that device all week and get everything done that I need to get done and accomplished. So that's just me. I do like watches, old school. Yeah, old school. 10 to 15 minutes before you get to your destination, here's what we need to do. We're now heading into step 3. Get ready. I know it's going to be hot, hazy, humid. The sun's burning down on you. You're going to turn off the max AC. You're going to turn the fan, step 4, down to low fan speed. No, you're not going to die. You're not going to pass out. There's not going to be heat exhaustion. Okay, so I'm going to hopefully help you with all those things that become excuses. No, plus no, times no equals no. So again, 10 to 15 minutes. And if you followed me, you would see that's exactly what the pilot does in my vehicle every single time. I know when I'm going to be arriving. The hour of arrival. We'll talk about that sometime. 10 to 15 minutes before. Max AC, turn it off. Turn the fan speed to low. You're going to have freezing cold air coming out right until you get to your destination. But there's one more step we need to do. And this is the step when you skip it. When you skip any of these steps, you will blow up your vehicle's air conditioning compressor. That's the first mega component that's going to say, I've had enough of this head pressure. Boom. It's going to let go. And then you're going to know about it. Because the estimate to fix it, it's going to be an owie. Well, I'm telling you, in this year, it's going to be an owie. And we are having a time of it getting parts. In fact, you know, our very own 07 FJ Cruiser's been laid up like almost 2 weeks more than it should have. It took 5 days to get tie rod ends here. 5 days. Yeah, and you'll say, well, how come it took so long? I'll tell you after. Let's get through this. Because it's an interesting thing, the way things are going on with automotive parts right now. It is a game. And you got to learn to play the game, the parts game and the car game. So 10 to 15 minutes. Why am I reiterating this? Because you got to learn it if you want to save your vehicle's air conditioning and a whole pile of that cash that you're leaving the house to chase down every single day. Yeah. It's not what you make, it's what you get to keep, folks, that really counts. I've learned that over the years. 10 to 15 minutes before you reach your destination, reach down, turn off max AC. So you're shutting down the compressor. You're allowing the pressures in the system to come off of the compressor. That's what we want to do. We want to let the pressures equalize in the system and get what we call head pressure off the compressor. And that's the heart. Consider the compressor the heart that's pumping the refrigerant through all the arteries to give you air conditioning. That's the heart. If you don't want to do this, then you will experience heart failure in your air conditioning system called the compressor. And like I already said, it's going to be an owie this year for parts and delivery. It's going to be an owie. And if you don't change the cycle of using the air conditioning, you're going to do it again. I'm sorry to tell you, but you probably will do it again. And I don't buy remanufactured AC compressors. There were companies that were providing really good product, but now it's a game changer, folks. Let me tell you, when I go looking for parts, I'm hunting parts. I have my resources that my go-tos, but you know, it's unfortunate that I'm not able to utilize a company I've been buying parts from for 44 years. The prices are out of this world. I don't know what's going on there, but the digits don't add up. When I can go shopping to my resources online and I'm paying half the price for the same name product, there's a problem there. And I'm not dealing with it. I just, you know what? If I'm shopping parts for you or myself, I'm shopping hard. So you're going to turn off that max AC. The compressor is going to take a deep breath and let it out, just like Lamaze class. Not saying I've been there. So like, that's what we need it to do. It's just take a, and it's relaxed. Pressure's off the main heart in the AC system. Number 4, click to the lowest fan speed, because it will continue to give you freezing cold air because the system is still defrosting. So the evaporator core, which is hidden deep in the abyss of your vehicle, they put it in first and build the car around it. That should give you a visual. It frosts over. That's what happens to it. So when you shut off the compressor, the heart of the system, and you put the low fan speed on, that evaporator core needs to defrost, ladies. You'll understand that a lot. Needs to defrost and dry out. And I'm going to get you there. So that's why you're going to continue to get cold air. And if you want to get even fancier, put the cold air down to the floor. Whatever floats your boat. Leave it coming out of the center dashes or put it down to the floor. Because here's the thing. We can be, as human beings, we can be boiling hot. Stick your feet in a bucket of cool water and put a cold cloth on the back of your neck. And within minutes, you know what? You're cool as a cucumber. So if our feet are cool, our body buys into it. So 5 minutes now before you reach your final destiny, you're going to whomp that fan onto high speed. Why are we going to do that, Motormouth? Because, as I just mentioned, the evaporator core is the little Hummer that freezes over. It frosts over as white as a cloud. And that's where you're going to get your cold air coming in, even though you've shut the compressor down. We need to get that baby defrosted and dried out. Because when you don't, that's when you get the smelly in-car air conditioning system. And I'll tell you right now, I can't fix it. And if any tech out there says he can, well, he's a better AC man than I am. Because the problem is, we can't get to that evaporator core easily enough to spray it down with antibacterial product to kill the spores, the fungus that's growing on that evaporator core. And how does it get there? Hair, dander, floaties in the car, all kinds of particles get trapped on that evaporator core because it stays damp. So then that material is on there and it's wet and it holds moisture, and just like at home, wet towels in the laundry basket smells like what, ladies? Yeah, like a really bad hockey bag. Why? Because the towels got put away in the laundry hamper, wet again, or left on the floor in a bedroom. They smell. Well, your AC system does exactly the same thing. If that evaporator core can't get dried off, it's going to build spores and bacteria, which isn't good for anyone in your vehicle that has cardiorespiratory issues or allergies, because that's bacteria, it's fungus. And as I said, I've got hoses with this kind of nozzle on, and I've tried products, boxes of products. We can make it smell yummy and flavorful for a while, but that's not going to kill all the bacteria. If we leave a little quarter-inch corner of bacteria, it will grow again. It will return, usually within about a month. So it'll smell good and everything's happy because we put some smelly on there and killed some bacteria, but it will come. The only way to make sure 100% it doesn't come back is we got to take half your car apart to get that evaporator core in front of us so we can clean it off, brush it off, spray it down, dry it out, and make sure that we've killed all the spores, because it grows back very, very quickly. And the reason being is you fall back into your old habits of not shutting the air conditioning system down properly. So even my neighbors have said, why do you sit in your car for like 5 or so minutes? What are you doing? I said, usually a puzzle, or, today's teaser out of the newspaper, or, I'm working on an Afghan. Yeah. And I go, no. I said, I'm making sure I dry out my evaporator core on my air conditioning. Don't just shut it off. Oh, that's what I do. I go, well, it's going to stink in there. Oh, it does already. How do you fix that? I go, I can't fix it. I can't. I got hours and hours and hours, probably 8 to 10 hours of labor to get to your evaporator core to spray it down. I have the products on the shelf that will kill the spores. But, putting a hose down the dash and, hoping that I blast the thing is only going to, it's only going to make your car smell for a few days, and then that's going to wear off, and then the smell's going to come back because I can't see what I'm shooting. It's like a blind hog can find an acorn once in a while. Exactly. That's the same procedure. So I don't offer that. I stopped offering that procedure in my shop on the Hamilton Mountain because it's a shot in the dark. I got to charge you some time to spray some smelly in there, some antibacterial that will kill the spores. It's designed specifically for that. And if I don't get it all, then the job's not done. I can't produce 100% fix. And then if I can't teach you how to shut your vehicle's air conditioning system down correctly, then we're not going to win. It's going to start all over again from the very beginning. So even if I were to spend 8 or 9 hours to get to your evaporator core and spray it down for you and kill all that bacteria, if you don't learn these steps on how to shut your AC system down, we're back into it. So what got corrected? Nothing really. It was just a short-term thing. And my time is money. I got to bill it out. I got to bill out my time. So that's why I'm saying you got to learn how to do this, and you got to do it every single time. So if you have multiple drivers on one vehicle in the home, then this is the tutorial that they need to pay attention to, because that smell is not going to go away ever, and there's nothing you're going to do to fix it unless you're willing to invest. 2 things. Someone like myself that gets excited about pulling your whole car apart inside, and it's not good. I don't even want you around when I do it because you'll think I'm wrecking your car. No, it's what I got to do to get in there. Because like I said, and I wasn't trying to be funny, is they put the evaporator core in and then they build the car around it. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, because where do a lot of AC leaks start? Usually condenser. Next, it may be a line fitting, a connection, a gasket, an O-ring. But many times it's the evaporator core, because that moisture rots it out. It's aluminum, and it eventually makes it porous, because aluminum does corrode, and it gets porous, and then the refrigerant leaks out. And at that point, there is no choice but to pull the whole, take the seats out, pull the dash out, pull the carpet back, so I can get in there and get to the evaporator core and split the heater box so I can get in there and get to it. It's a lot of work, and it's hundreds and hundreds of screws and clips and fasteners that all have to go back in so we don't create a dash rattle or a squeak. So again, how to shut down your vehicle's air conditioning. In the house, same thing. If it's in a cycle, that's what we call it. If the air conditioning is deep into a cycle, it's blowing cold air, just don't shut it off. You got a window shaker at home, that will blow that compressor out of that window shaker in no time whatsoever, because it can't handle the pump cannot handle head pressure. That's what blows it up inside. It's not designed for that. So if your home air conditioning is in a cycle, it's blowing cold air, you need to tell it, just change the thermostat to tell it to back off and let it finish its cycle. And then if you're wanting to shut it down completely, that's when you turn it off. So if it's a window shaker, you need to do the same principle right here that I'm teaching you on your car. If you want that window shaker AC unit to last many, many, many years, this is how you do it. 10 to 15 minutes before you get to your destination, turn off the compressor. That's the max AC button. Hit it to low, set it to low fan speed so you continually get slow moving air across that frozen, frosted over evaporator core, and it will keep you cool for quite a while. Then 5 minutes before you hit your destination, turn the fan speed up to high speed. We're now wanting to air dry the evaporator core off. So it's defrosted at this point. Now it's dripping, and that's why people say, what's dripping under my car? That's the frost off your evaporator core coming out what we call the discharge tube. That's what you want to see, is you want to see the water hitting the ground underneath your car. And a lot of times that tube gets plugged with a Spidey, crawls into it, and I just put a little piece of wire up there and fish that down, because if you don't, the heater box fills up with water. And you may hear this sloshing noise when you turn the fan on faster. You hear water moving, and you're thinking, I hear water moving. Yeah, it's because that drip tube has got a Spidey in there, and he's got it plugged up and living in his nice humid circumstances that he wants. So you got to fish him out so that water comes out. You got to get that water out of the heater box. Again, mold, mildew, spores, bacteria. You give the heater box all the elements it needs to create the stinky. That's what happens. So the high fan speed will, the evap is defrosted at this stage. High fan speed is going to help dry it down, and that's why I had to explain that to my neighbors. I sit in my car after I've had the AC on, and I'm letting it dry out so I don't get a stinky car when my air conditioning's on. And my FJ's almost going to be 20 years old in July. It doesn't smell. The 99 Honda Civic DX has air conditioning and pumps out penguins. It doesn't smell. Anything that we have that has air conditioning doesn't smell. Why? Because I do this 5-step pattern. Not once in a while, every time. Because I'm not pulling that dash apart for anybody. That is a job and a half, let me tell you. So that wraps up today. And that wraps up the series. And it is a 4-part series I entitled it the AC Tutorial. So now you have all 4 pieces. You shut down your home air conditioning units exactly the same way. You will avoid thousands of dollars in needless repairs. But again, it's always your choice. As for me in my house, 44 years, I do not like wasting cash. And I do everything and anything possible to learn something to prevent that from happening. So if we're not debriefing all the time to know and learn, if you're, as my prof would say, the mind is like a parachute. Jenkins, it only works when it's open. You got it? I said, yeah, I got that. Yeah, 10 times jumping out of a perfectly good airplane at 2.5 vertical miles. I got that. Yeah, exactly. The mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. I hope you have a great Monday morning. Make it a great day. We've got some sunshine coming in the Niagara region by 2 p.m. today. And thank you to our program sponsors for making today's program available to you. City Auto Sales and Leasing with Earl and Louise Grant. Fantastic couple. 25 years in the pre-owned resale vehicle business, providing low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices. Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store, in-house financing available for you, and leasing. What a couple. That's all I can say. We are blessed to have them. They've been with us for a number of years now. I think it's going on 7 years. And it's great to have them there because when you're looking to buy a vehicle, it's great to buy it from someone you can trust to get good value. So buy with honesty and integrity and with confidence at City Auto Sales and Leasing. Thanks again to our CFPs, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro. Connect. Get your questions answered. Get clarity. To the Grimo family, to Kathy, Dave, and Dan at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, building Canada since 1931. These guys are amazing and outstanding people. And they want to help you with any building project you have, from blocks to metal to hardscape landscaping materials. You want to create an outdoor space, they've got contractors that they can refer you to estimate it, design it, put it together, build it so you can enjoy it. So connect with Kathy Grimo if you need a referral contractor. She's got a list. She tells me she's got the list of contractors that are very, very good and to get that job done for you. To our nonprofit faith-based organizations, Crystal Ridge Dream Center, serving men, women, children, meals, love, and hope, changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region, and especially in the times we're in. They feed hot meals out the door every Tuesday and Friday, and they're serving well over 200 people each day. They have an upcoming record show. It's their second annual charity record show, May the 30th. I'm going to be there. I missed it last year because I was still on live radio. So that's Saturday, May the 30th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Join them for charity record show with multiple vendors featuring vinyl records, CDs, cassettes, even ultrasonic record cleaning. Admissions $2, silent auction, door giveaways, charity barbecue, vinyl CDs, 45s, LPs, collectibles, music, memorabilia, and more. That's at 385 Derby Road, Crystal Beach. You can click through from their logo to their own Crystal Ridge Dream Center website and get all the details on fundraisers coming up. But that's the next one, and I am a vinyl guy, so I'm going to definitely pay my $2 and get in there. Thank you to the whole team and all the campuses of Total Freedom Addiction Campuses, Canada and USA, helping those that are ready to deal with their addiction to get a brand new life. That's what's waiting for them there. And again, when you buy merch from our merch store, 100% of the proceeds goes back into Total Freedom Addiction Campuses to help those who are ready to break free of that addiction for good. Whatever addiction it is, that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And they're very good at it. Very, very good at it. Lives are changed. And I would highly recommend click through from their profile page and take a look at the Total Freedom Campus's website, and you'll see videos there, and you'll see lives change there. It's absolutely amazing what they're doing. So thank you for supporting them. So till tomorrow, have fun. Make it a great Monday. Happy, healthy motoring. And peace, patience, and kindness always. Keep an eye on the other guy. We'll see you tomorrow for another Motormouth Morning Drive, 8 a.m. sharp. Bye for now.